Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the exact data and the real numbers that every single new homeowner needs to understand about the 2026 solar market. If you've been wondering whether putting panels on your roof still makes financial sense this year, you are in the exact right place. We're going to strip away the marketing fluff and look purely at the math.
Here's our agenda. We'll quickly cover the 2026 solar market shift, compare costs between 2025 and 2026, look at state-level incentives, figure out exactly when solar makes sense, and wrap up with the bottom line.
Section 1. The 2026 solar market shift and the expiration of the federal credit.
For years, that 30% federal investment tax credit, or ITC, was basically a golden ticket. It was the major subsidy that made rooftop solar a near no-brainer for millions of American families. But that blanket discount, it officially expired on December 31st, 2025. Poof, it's gone. So as a new homeowner evaluating solar today, you are looking at a fundamentally different financial starting line.
Moving to Section 2. Cost. 2025 versus 2026. This is the reality check for your wallet.
The dollar-for-dollar contrast here is honestly pretty stark. If you bought a standard $20,000 solar system in 2025, your effective cost after that federal credit was just $14,000. Today, in 2026, that exact same system will run you the full $20,000 out of pocket before any local incentives kick in. That's a massive $6,000 difference right out of the gate, and it's the single biggest factor reshaping the market right now.
So, what are you actually paying? Well, here's a clean breakdown of 2026 pricing brackets. As you can see, an average U.S. household needs a 7 to 8 kilowatt system. Before any local help, you're looking at somewhere between $17,500 to $28,000. Got an EV or a huge house? You'll be looking at that 10-plus kilowatt tier, running $25,000 to $38,000. Yes, those numbers look a lot bigger without the federal safety net. But stick with me, because this is only half the math.
Now hold on. Before you get sticker shock, look at the historical trend of electricity prices. They have been relentlessly climbing, about 3 to 5% every single year. And you know that trend isn't slowing down. Every single time your utility company hikes its rates, the value of generating your own power on your own roof goes up.
Because of those rising utility costs, the long-term savings potential on an 8-kilowatt system is still absolutely massive. Check out this projection. In year one, you might save $1,500 to $2,000, but look at the 25-year lifetime of the system. You are looking at saving anywhere from $37,000 to over $150,000. The exact amount just depends on how much your local utility charges. The more they charge, the faster those panels pay for themselves.
Section 3. State-level solar incentives. Bridging the financial gap.
Since the federal credit is history, state and local incentives are your new best friend. Depending on your zip code, you could have access to solar renewable energy credits, where you literally earn credits for the power you produce and sell them back. There are also property tax exemptions, sales tax exemptions, direct utility rebates ranging from $200 to $1,500, and of course, net metering. These local levers are absolutely crucial. They're what can make or break the deal today.
And here's a kind of fascinating loophole. If upfront cash is still a major barrier for you, third-party owned solar leases and power purchase agreements, or PPAs, remain a $0 down option. Why? Because the companies that actually own the panels can still claim the commercial tax credit, which runs through 2027. Sure, you don't build equity and the lifetime savings are lower, but you get clean energy and a cheaper monthly bill with zero cash upfront.
Section 4. When solar makes sense. Let's look at the buyer's decision matrix.
So, is your home actually right for solar in this post-ITC era? The honest answer is, it depends. We really need to figure out if your specific roof hits the right financial indicators, not your neighbor's roof, your roof.
These are the exact green flags you're looking for. Is your monthly bill consistently over $150? Is your local electricity rate hovering over 17 to 20 cents per kilowatt hour? Do you use more than 11,500 kilowatt hours a year? Does your roof get good sun exposure? Does your state have active net metering? And are you staying put for at least 7 more years? If you're nodding along to most of these, you are the ideal candidate for 2026 solar.
Geography is everything here. Your location heavily dictates your break-even timeline. If you live in a high-rate state like California, Hawaii, New York, or Massachusetts, your panels are going to pay for themselves in just 6 to 9 years. Remember, these systems last 25 years. That leaves you with well over a decade of essentially free electricity. Conversely, in a low-rate state like Louisiana or Oklahoma, that payback stretches out to 11 to 14 years. It's still a net positive, but for sure requires more patience.
But check this out.
Here's a fantastic hidden value indicator from research by the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory. Solar panels boost your home's resale value by roughly $4 a watt. For an average 5 kilowatt setup, that literally slaps a $20,000 premium onto your home's value. So even if you move before the panels have fully paid for themselves, you're highly likely to recoup a massive chunk of that investment right at the closing table. Finally, Section 5, the bottom line, and your next steps.
Since those easy blanket federal subsidies are a thing of the past, you absolutely have to follow these structured steps. First, get at least 3 quotes from local, certified installers. Second, demand a detailed system production estimate for your exact roof. Third, and honestly most importantly, pull your last 12 months of actual electricity bills. Real data always beats national averages. And fourth, research your local net metering policy so you know exactly how you'll be credited for the power you send back.
I absolutely love this quote from the Tools Hub data. The key shift is that in 2026, doing your homework matters more than ever. It perfectly sums up the pragmatic reality of the market right now. The deal isn't just handed to you anymore. You have to roll up your sleeves, dig into your utility rates, and find your own personal break-even point.
So, armed with all this knowledge, the ultimate question is, are you ready to run your own math? Don't just guess, use the free budget, loan, and percentage calculators over at Tools Hub to discover exactly what solar could do for your home's future. The numbers still work for millions of Americans. The question is simply, do they work for you? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go crunch those numbers.